A son put a hit on his own father. The target? A billionaire mafia boss who built an empire from blood and concrete. The price? $20 million. The deadline? 48 hours. And the only person who could stop it? A woman in a wheelchair, who couldn't even save herself. Comment below, drop a baby if this ending made you emotional. The contract was signed in a warehouse at 2 a.m. Cold. Dark. The kind of place where people disappear. A young man sat across from 3 hired killers. Designer suit. Rolex watch. Dead eyes. His name was Vincent. And he'd just ordered the death of his own father. 20 million, he said, sliding a briefcase across the table. 10 now. 10 when it's done. The lead assassin, a man with scars like a roadmap, opened it. Stacks of cash. Crisp. Clean. Real. Why your own father? The assassin asked. Not judging. Just curious. Vincent's jaw tightened. Because he should have died 30 years ago. Before he destroyed everything. Before he became this. This what? A monster who thinks he can just walk away. Retire. Pretend the blood on his hands doesn't exist. The assassin nodded. How do you want it done? I don't care. Make it hurt. Make it slow. Make him know it was me. The assassin smiled. Consider it done. Where is he? Vincent pulled out a photo. A mansion. Security cameras. Guard towers. Gates like a prison. The Blackwood estate. He barely leaves. But there's a window. Tuesday nights. He dismisses half the security. Some kind of therapy session. The assassin laughed. A mafia boss in therapy? He's getting soft. Weak. It's pathetic. Vincent stood up to leave. One more thing, the assassin said. What if someone gets in the way? Vincent didn't even blink. I don't care who dies. As long as he's one of them. And he walked out, leaving behind a death sentence for the man who gave him life. Comment below, could you ever hate your parent this much? Dominic Russo. 62 years old. Built a criminal empire worth $8 billion. Controlled half the city's construction, shipping, and real estate. Laundered money through 100 legitimate businesses. Had judges, politicians, and police chiefs on his payroll. But here's the thing about Dominic Russo. He was tired. Tired of the killing. The betrayals. The endless war to stay on top. So 3 years ago, he did something unthinkable. He started therapy. Every Tuesday night, at 8 p.m., a therapist came to his estate. He dismissed half his security. Sent them home. Because for 2 hours a week, he wanted to be a man. Not a monster. His therapist was Dr. Sarah Chun. 50s. Calm. Professional. And she didn't care who Dominic Russo was. She only cared about who he could become. Tell me about Vincent, she said in their last session. Dominic's face darkened. My son hates me. Why? Because I wasn't there. When he was growing up. I was building this. He gestured at the mansion around them. I thought I was giving him everything. But I was just absent. Have you tried talking to him? Dominic laughed bitterly. He won't see me. Won't take my calls. I left him everything in my will. The whole empire. But he doesn't want it. He wants me gone. Dr. Chun wrote something down. What do you want, Dominic? I want to fix it. Before I die. I want my son to know. I'm sorry. For everything. Then tell him. He won't listen. Then show him. Change. Become the father he needed. It's not too late. Dominic looked at her. And for the first time in decades, he felt hope. What he didn't know was that he had 3 days to live. Comment below, is redemption possible for people like Dominic? Her name was Maya, 28 years old. And she'd been paralyzed from the waist down since she was 19. Car accident. Drunk driver. Her dreams of becoming a dancer, gone in one night. But Maya didn't give up. She went back to school. became a registered nurse, specialized in home care for high-risk patients. She'd been working at the Blackwood estate for 6 months. Dominic had chronic pain, old bullet wounds, arthritis, a heart condition. He needed someone on site 24/7. And Maya? She was the only one who applied. Because most nurses didn't want to work for a mafia boss. But Maya needed the money. Desperately. Her sister was sick. Cancer. Stage 4. The treatments cost more than Maya made in a year. So she took the job. At first, Dominic barely noticed her. She was just there, checking his vitals, managing his medications. Invisible. But slowly, something changed. Maya didn't treat him like a monster. She treated him like a patient. Like a person. One night, Dominic found her crying in the medical room. "What's wrong?" She quickly wiped her eyes. "Nothing, Mr. Russo. Just a long day." "You're lying." She looked at him, surprised by his directness. "My sister. She's not responding to treatment. And I can't afford the next round. So, it's over." Dominic was quiet for a moment. Then he said, "How much?" "What? How much do you need?" "Mr. Russo, I can't." "How much?" 200,000. "But I could never." "Consider it done. I'll have the money transferred tomorrow." Maya stared at him in shock. "Why would you do that?" Dominic looked away. "Because maybe, if I help someone, it makes up for something. Even just a little." Tears streamed down Maya's face. "Thank you. Thank you so much." And for the first time in his life, Dominic Russo felt like maybe he wasn't completely worthless. What neither of them knew was that the assassins were already watching. And Tuesday night was tomorrow. Comment below, drop a red heart if you believe people can change. Tuesday arrived. Dominic went through his day normally. Meetings. Phone calls. The business of running an empire. But something felt off. He couldn't explain it. Just a feeling in his gut. The same feeling that had kept him alive for 40 years. At 6 p.m., he called his head of security. "Double the guards tonight." "Boss, it's Tuesday. You always cut security for your therapy session." "Not tonight. Something's wrong." "You want me to cancel Dr. Chen?" Dominic hesitated. "No. Just be ready." At 7 p.m., Maya came to give him his evening medications. "You seem tense," she said, checking his blood pressure. "Do you believe in intuition?" "Of course. Why?" "I have a bad feeling. About tonight." Maya smiled gently. "You're probably just anxious about therapy. It's normal." "Maybe." But Dominic Russo hadn't survived this long by ignoring his instincts. He pressed a button on his desk. An emergency alert. Silent. Sending a signal to every guard on the property. Level 2 protocol, heightened alert. What he didn't know was that 3 assassins were already inside the property. They'd breached the perimeter at 5 p.m. Been hiding in the east wing for 2 hours. Waiting for 8 p.m. Waiting for the moment when half the guards left. But now, Dominic had changed the plan. And that meant the assassins had to improvise. Comment below, type danger if you feel the tension building. Dr. Chen arrived at exactly 8 p.m. Security checked her car, her bag, everything. She walked into Dominic's study. "Good evening, Dominic." "Sarah." He nodded. They sat down. Started the session. Outside, the guards were on high alert. Scanning. Watching. Radios crackling. 8:47 p.m. The first shot rang out. A guard dropped. Then another. Silenced weapons. Professional. Fast. The assassins moved like shadows. 3 men. Military trained. Ruthless. They were inside the mansion within 90 seconds. Alarms blared. Dominic jumped up from his chair. What the hell? His head of security burst through the door. "We're under attack. 3 shooters. East wing." Heading this way. Dr. Chun screamed. Dominic grabbed her arm. Come on. Move. They ran into the hallway. Guards surrounded them. Weapons drawn. Get him to the safe room, someone shouted. But then, 2 guards went down. The assassins were here. One of them, the scarred leader, locked eyes with Dominic, smiled, and raised his weapon. Time slowed down. Dominic saw his life flash. All the blood. All the regrets. All the things he'd never fixed. The gun fired. And someone screamed. Comment below, who do you think got shot? Dr. Chun dropped. She'd thrown herself in front of Dominic. The bullet meant for him hit her instead. She collapsed. Blood spreading across her chest. Sarah. Dominic screamed. Gunfire erupted around them. Guards fighting the assassins. Chaos. Smoke. Blood. Dominic dropped to his knees beside Dr. Chun. Why? Why did you do that? She coughed, struggling to breathe. Because everyone deserves a second chance. And her eyes closed. A guard grabbed Dominic. We have to go. Now. They dragged him away. Down the hallway. Away from the gunfire. But the assassins were still coming. They reached the medical wing. And there was Maya. In her wheelchair. Eyes wide with terror. What's happening? We're under attack, the guard said. Where's the safe room access in this wing? There isn't one. This wing isn't. Another explosion. Closer this time. The assassins had breached the second floor. There were 3 guards left. 2 were injured. The head of security looked at Dominic. We can't hold them off much longer. You need to hide. Now. Where? Maya spoke up, her voice shaking but clear. The service elevator. It goes down to the old wine cellar. It's not on any blueprints. They won't know about it. Can it hold both of us? Dominic asked. The guard looked at Maya's wheelchair. Then at Dominic. Sir, we should leave her. She'll slow you down. Dominic looked at Maya. This woman who'd shown him kindness. Who he'd helped save her sister. And he made a choice. She comes with me. We go together or not at all. But sir. That's an order. Maya's eyes filled with tears. G.O., the guard shouted. We'll hold them here. Dominic grabbed Maya's wheelchair. Started pushing. Fast. Down the hallway. To the service elevator. Behind them, gunfire. Screaming. Death. They reached the elevator. Dominic hit the button. Nothing. He hit it again. Nothing. Come on, come on, come on. Footsteps. Getting closer. The assassins were coming. Finally, the elevator doors opened. Dominic pushed Maya inside. Slammed the button for the basement. The doors started to close. And through the gap, he saw the scarred assassin round the corner. Their eyes met. The assassin smiled. And the doors closed. Comment below, are they safe? Type yes or no. The elevator descended. Old. Creaking. Like it might break any second. Dominic and Maya didn't speak. Just breathed. Trying to process what just happened. The elevator stopped. The doors opened to darkness. Complete. Absolute. Darkness. I can't see anything, Maya whispered. Dominic felt along the wall. Found a switch. Dim lights flickered on. The wine cellar. Ancient. Dusty. Bottles older than Maya. We're safe here? Maya asked. For now. This place isn't on any modern blueprints. It was built in the 1920s. My grandfather used it during Prohibition. How long do we wait? Until my backup team arrives. I sent an emergency signal. They'll be here within an hour. Maya nodded. But her hands were shaking. Dominic noticed. You're scared. Of course I'm scared. People are dying up there because of you. Her words hit him like a bullet. You're right. She looked at him, surprised. What? You're right. People are dying because of me. Because of the life I chose. The empire I built. The enemies I made. Dr. Chen died for me. My gods died for me. And now you're trapped down here, because of me. Maya was quiet for a moment. Why did you make me come? That god was right. I'm just slowing you down. You could have escaped alone. Dominic looked at her. Because you saved my life months ago. And you didn't even know it. What do you mean? When you started working for me, I was planning to kill myself. I'd written the note. Loaded the gun. Picked the day. Maya's breath caught. But then you showed up. And you talked to me. Not like I was a boss. Or a criminal. Just a person. You told me about your sister. Your struggles. Your hope. And you made me realize, maybe I could still do something good. Maybe it wasn't too late. Tears rolled down Maya's cheeks. Mr. Russo. Call me Dominic. I think we're past formalities. She almost laughed. Despite everything. They both froze. The elevator was moving. Someone was coming down. Comment below, type police car light if your heart just stopped. The elevator descended. Dominic moved fast. He grabbed Maya's wheelchair. Pushed her behind a row of wine racks. Don't make a sound, he whispered. He grabbed a bottle. Heavy. Glass. It wasn't much. But it was something. The elevator doors opened. Footsteps. Slow. Confident. The scarred assassin stepped out. Alone. He looked around the cellar. Smiled. I know you're down here, Russo. Your blood trail led right to the elevator. Dominic looked down. His arm. He'd been grazed by a bullet earlier. He hadn't even noticed. Blood. Dripping. Leading right to their hiding spot. Come out, the assassin called. Make this easy. Your son paid me 20 million. But I'll make it quick if you cooperate. Dominic's blood ran cold. Vincent. His son. Vincent hired this man. My son. Dominic stepped out from behind the racks. Hands up. My son sent you. The assassin nodded. Paid half up front. Very motivated. Said to make it hurt. Why? You'd have to ask him. But you won't get the chance. The assassin raised his gun. Aimed at Dominic's head. And Maya rolled out from behind the wine rack. Wait. The assassin turned. Surprised. Well, didn't expect company. Please, Maya said, her voice shaking. Don't kill him. The assassin laughed. Why should I care what you think? Because I have something you want. And what's that? Maya pulled out her phone. Proof. Video footage. Of Vincent hiring you. Of him planning this. Time-stamped. Dated. Everything. The assassin's eyes narrowed. You're lying. Am I? You really want to risk it? If this goes public, Vincent goes to prison. And you don't get your second payment. 20 million, gone. The assassin hesitated. Just for a second. But that was enough. Dominic lunged. Slammed the wine bottle into the assassin's head. The man dropped. Gun skittering across the floor. Dominic grabbed it. Aimed at the unconscious assassin. Maya stared at him. Are you going to kill him? Dominic's finger was on the trigger. All he had to do was pull it. End this. Like he'd ended so many others. But then he looked at Maya. And he lowered the gun. No. Not anymore. That's not who I want to be. Comment below, would you have pulled the trigger? 20 minutes later, the backup team arrived. 10 armed men. Tactical gear. Professionals. They secured the estate. The other 2 assassins were dead. Killed in the firefight. The scarred leader was cuffed and dragged away. But the cost was heavy. Dr. Chen was dead. 4 guards were dead. And Dominic's home looked like a war zone. Dominic sat in his study. Blood on his clothes. Exhaustion in his bones. Maya sat beside him. Silent. The head of security, wounded but alive, entered. Sir. We interrogated the surviving assassin. He confirmed it. Your son hired him. Dominic closed his eyes. I know. What do you want us to do? Find Vincent. Bring him here. Alive. And then? I don't know yet. The guard left. Maya finally spoke. What are you going to do when you see him? I want to ask him why. What did I do that was so bad? He wanted me dead. You weren't there, Maya said quietly. You told me that. You built an empire, but you weren't there for him. Is that worth killing for? To him? Maybe. My father left when I was 6, Maya continued. Just gone. Never called. Never wrote. And I hated him for years. Hated him so much it consumed me. What changed? I realized the hate was hurting me more than it was hurting him. So I let it go. But not everyone can do that. Dominic looked at her. How did you become so wise? She smiled sadly. Suffering teaches you things. Comment below, can you forgive a parent who abandoned you? They found Vincent 6 hours later. Hiding in a penthouse downtown. Drinking expensive whiskey. Waiting for confirmation that his father was dead. Instead, he got a visit from 10 armed men. They brought him to the estate. In handcuffs. Threw him into the study where Dominic waited. Father and son. Face to face. For the first time in 3 years. Vincent stared at his father. No remorse. No fear. Just cold hatred. You're alive. Pity. Dominic felt something break inside him. 20 million. That's what I'm worth to you? 20 million to have me killed. You're not worth anything. But that's what they charged. What did I do? What did I do that was so unforgivable? Vincent laughed. Bitter. Harsh. What did you do? What did you do? He stood up. Shaking with rage. You want a list? Fine. Let's start with Mom. Dominic went pale. Your mother died alone. In a hospital. While you were out building your empire. She called for you. For 3 days. And you never came. I was handling a situation. I was going to. She died. Alone. Scared. Calling for a man who didn't give a damn about her. I was 10 years old, Vincent continued, tears streaming down his face now. 10. And I watched her die. And I waited for you. And you never came. Vincent. I didn't know she was that bad. They told me she was stable. They lied. Your men lied to you because they didn't want to interrupt your precious meeting. And you believed them because it was easier. And then, after she died, you know what you said to me? Dominic couldn't speak. Be strong. Russos don't cry. That's what you said. At her funeral. While I was sobbing. You told me to stop crying. I was trying to teach you. You taught me that feelings don't matter. That people don't matter. That the only thing that matters is power and money and reputation. So yeah, I hired someone to kill you. Because you killed the only person who ever loved me. And you didn't even notice. Dominic sat down heavily. Everything Vincent said was true. Every word. And Dominic had no defense. Comment below, whose side are you on? Type Dominic or Vincent. Vincent was still standing. Breathing hard. Tears on his face. Dominic was broken. Shattered. And then Maya spoke. Can I say something? Both men looked at her. Vincent scoffed. Who are you? Maya. I'm your father's nurse. And I lost my mother too. So I understand. You don't understand anything. You're right. I don't know your exact pain. But I know what it's like to hate someone for leaving you. Vincent's anger faltered. Just slightly. My father left when I was 6, Maya continued. And I hated him. For years. I imagined terrible things happening to him. I wanted him to suffer like I suffered. And then one day, he showed up. At my door. Sick. Dying. Asking for forgiveness. What did you do? Vincent asked quietly. I slammed the door in his face. told him to die alone, just like he left me. And he did. 2 weeks later, alone in a shelter. And you know what I felt? Relief. No, regret. Because I realized, the hate didn't bring my mother back. It didn't heal my wounds. It just created more pain. Vincent looked away. Your father made terrible choices, Maya said. He failed you. He failed your mother. He knows that. But killing him won't bring her back. It won't heal you. It'll just make you a killer too. You want him to suffer? Maya continued. Then let him live. Let him live with what he's done. Let him try to be better. Let him carry the weight of his failures every single day. That's a worse punishment than death. Vincent looked at his father. Dominic was crying. Silent. Broken. I can't forgive you, Vincent said finally. Not now. Maybe not ever. I don't expect you to, Dominic whispered. But I'm not going to kill you. Not because you deserve mercy. But because I don't want to become you. Dominic nodded, unable to speak. But I have conditions, Vincent said. Anything. You dismantle the empire. All of it. Every illegal operation. Every dirty business. You go legit or you go to prison. Done. And you never contact me again. Unless I reach out first. Dominic's heart shattered. But he nodded. I understand. Vincent stood up. Looked at his father one last time. Goodbye, Dominic. Not Dad. Not Father. Dominic. And he walked out. Comment below, was this the right ending for them? 6 months passed. Dominic kept his promise. He dismantled everything. The illegal operations. The money laundering. The violence. He cooperated with federal investigators. Gave them names. Locations. Evidence. Took a plea deal, 10 years probation, community service, and forfeiture of half his assets. He took the remaining $4 billion and created a foundation. The Sarah Chun Foundation. Named after the therapist who died saving him. It funded therapy for at-risk youth. Rehabilitation programs. Second chances for people trapped in crime. Everything he wished he'd had when he was young. He also stepped down from everything. No more empire. No more power. He bought a small house. Modest. Quiet. And Maya moved in as his full-time caregiver. Not because he needed one anymore. But because they'd become friends. You didn't have to give up everything, Maya said one morning, making coffee. They'd developed a routine. Breakfast together. Walks in the park. Quiet evenings. Yes, I did. It was the only way to actually change. Do you regret it? Dominic thought about it. No. For the first time in my life. I sleep at night. No bodyguards. No guns under my pillow. No enemies plotting to kill me. Just peace. Just peace. Have you heard from Vincent? Maya asked carefully. Dominic's face fell. No. And I don't expect to. Maybe one day. Maybe. But I can't force it. I can only try to be someone he could be proud of. If he ever decides to look. Maya squeezed his hand. Comment below, do you think Vincent will ever forgive him? It was a Tuesday morning. Exactly 1 year after the attack. Maya was reading the newspaper. Dominic was cooking breakfast. Badly. The doorbell rang. I'll get it, Maya said, wheeling to the door. She opened it. No one there. Just an envelope. Lying on the doorstep. She picked it up. Brought it to Dominic. It's addressed to you. No return address. Dominic's hands shook as he opened it. Inside was a single sheet of paper. And a photograph. The photograph was of a baby. Newborn. Tiny. Perfect. And on the back, written in Vincent's handwriting. His name is Christopher. After Mom. He was born 3 days ago. I'm not ready to talk. Not yet. Maybe not for a long time. But I wanted you to know, you have a grandson. And maybe, one day, I'll let you meet him. Don't contact me. I'll reach out when I'm ready. Vincent. Dominic collapsed into a chair, tears streaming down his face. Maya read the letter over his shoulder. He reached out, she whispered. He reached out. It wasn't forgiveness. It wasn't reconciliation. But it was a door. Cracked open. Just slightly. What are you thinking? Maya asked. Dominic looked at the photo of his grandson. I'm thinking. I have time. Maybe not a lot. But some. To become the grandfather I never was as a father. And if Vincent never lets you meet him? Then I'll still try to be worthy of it. Every single day. Maya smiled. That's all any of us can do. Comment. 2 years later. Dominic was at the community center, teaching a class on financial literacy to formerly incarcerated people, helping them rebuild, giving them tools he never had. After class, a young man approached him. Mr. Russo, can I ask you something? Of course. They say you used to be someone else. Someone dangerous. Dominic nodded. I was. How did you change? I almost died. And in that moment, I realized. I'd spent my whole life building an empire. But I'd destroyed everything that actually mattered. My family. My soul. My humanity. So I made a choice. To tear it all down and start over. The young man looked uncertain. Is it too late for me? I've done bad things. Dominic put a hand on his shoulder. It's never too late. As long as you're breathing, you can choose differently. It won't be easy. You'll lose people. You'll lose things. But you'll gain yourself back. The young man nodded, tears in his eyes. Thank you. Dominic watched him leave. And he thought about Maya. About Dr. Chun. About Vincent. About the grandson he'd never met but thought about every day. Maya had been right that day in the cellar. Suffering teaches you things. And Dominic had learned. That money doesn't make you powerful. That fear doesn't make you respected. That violence doesn't make you strong. The only real power is choosing to be better than you were yesterday. The only real respect comes from how you treat people when you have all the power. The only real strength is admitting you were wrong. And doing the work to change. Dominic's phone buzzed. A text message. Unknown number. He opened it. And his heart stopped. A photo. Vincent. Holding a little boy. 2 years old now. And a message. His first birthday party is next month. Saturday. 2 p.m. You can come. If you want. 1 hour. That's all. Don't push for more. V. Dominic stared at the message. 1 hour with his grandson. It wasn't everything. But it was something. It was a beginning. And sometimes, that's all you need. This is Dominic's story. A man who built an empire on blood, and almost died because of it. A man who was saved by a woman in a wheelchair, who had more courage than any soldier. A man who lost his son's love, but never stopped trying to earn it back. Final comment, type second chances if you believe in redemption. Because here's the truth. We all make mistakes. Some bigger than others. But it's never too late to choose differently. To tear down what's broken and build something better. To admit you were wrong and do the work to change. Your past doesn't define your future. Your choices do. And Dominic? He finally chose right. Now, what will you choose?